Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Dai, and today I am sharing with you my first impressions of the Monochrome Manga Club series reads for the month of April. The Monochrome Manga Club is an in-real-life manga club that I host at a local Barnes & Noble. We read 2 first-in-series reads, and we're doing 2 series reads currently. And so our selections for the month of April were Malevolent Spirits Monogatari. This one is by Onigunso, published by 7 Seas, rated teen. We also read Volume 1 of Mashle, Muscles and Magic by Hajime Komoto. This one is published by Viz, rated teen. And then our 2 series reads that we are currently going through are Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba by Koyoharu Gotoge. This is published by Viz, rated teen. We are reading volumes 19 and 20 for the month of April. And then we are also currently reading Erased by Kei Sanbei with volume 3 in the omnibus. This is published by Yen Press, rated teen. So as our series reads are not first in a series selections, I will not be talking about these in this video. Normally, you'd be able to find my thoughts on them in my Desis 19 diaries, which is posted after this video. However, because I am traveling at the end of April, my thoughts on those will be in my vacation vlog, which won't be posted until sometime at the beginning of May. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on Erased Volume 3 or Demon Slayers Volumes 19 and 20, you can check out my vacation vlog at the beginning of May. But this is a first impressions video, so I will be talking about our 2 first in a series reads. So let's start off with Malevolent Spirits Monogatari. This is about a guy named Hyoma, and he has lost family members to Tsukumogami, and those are spirits that dwell within old objects. And so he's kind of made it his life mission to exterminate these beings at all costs. He is learning from his grandfather, and his grandfather also takes him on these jobs with him. But with Hyoma's background, he has anger built up in him, and so when he deals with these Tsukumogami, he's rather violent, whereas his grandfather has found a way to deal with them in a more peaceful, non-destructive way. He's trying to teach Hyoma to deal with them in that way, but instead Hyoma is just so angry at what these things have done to his family that he is very violent, he's very destructive, and he often causes property damage when he deals with them. And so it's finally at the point where his grandfather has had his last straw, and he sends him to go off to live with this girl named Botan. Botan lives in a house full of Tsukumogami. So Hyoma now needs to learn how to not only live next to these Tsukumogami, but also work alongside them. So I actually really enjoyed this volume. It has definite hilarious moments in the way that Hyoma kind of reacts to the Tsukumogami. And not only that, with the beginning of this story, when we see Hyoma and his grandfather working this job, in the way that Hyoma's grandfather reacts to how Hyoma is handling the situations. So I really appreciated that, with the undertone of the tragedy that we learn about what's befallen Hyoma's family members and why he feels this way towards the Tsukumogami. Of course, when Hyoma ends up going to live with Botan, his immediate gut reaction is to act hostile against the Tsukumogami that live with her, and even Botan herself to a point. And so we also see him try to make up for that. And I am enjoying seeing him work, especially with the Tsukumogami, and how he kind of learns more about them. I'm really interested to see where this story goes, because we don't get a lot with Botan, because when he first goes to live with her, it's a bit further into the volume, so we don't know much about her besides the fact that she's a university student and she is human. and she lives with these Tsukumogami. So I'm really interested to find out more about her and see how Hyoma grows and maybe overcomes his hatred for these beings, and maybe finesse his technique a little bit. I'm interested to see if he's going to continue to be as destructive and hostile when dealing with Tsukumogami as far as the occupation part of the job goes. But I was very entertained with this volume. Definitely going to be continuing to read and collect this one. I'm also very interested to watch the anime because I think a lot of the dealings with the Tsukumogami, there's a lot of action within it. And I think those will come out a bit better animated for me. But I still really enjoyed this volume. I ended up giving it 4 stars. And like I said, I'll definitely be continuing to read and collect this one. So let's move on to Mashle, Muscles and Magic by Hajime Komoto. So this one I'm reading on the Shonen Jump app. I had been recommended it by my friend Justin at Just Manga Plus Me. He thought I would like this one. And truth be told, I did overlook this one for a while because I did not think that I was going to enjoy it. So this one is about a guy named Mash, and he's been living in the forest quietly with his father. And in this world, lots of people have magic. It's something that is even woven into society as far as how powerful you are magically basically delegates where you are in the social system. But Mash is actually someone who doesn't have any magic at all. And in place of that, he is very muscular. He has worked out, he's got this set regimen, and he's very strong. One day he gets happened upon, due to some circumstances, by the police force and given an ultimatum. So basically in this world, if you have no magic, you get arrested. And if you're someone who's harboring someone with no magic, you also get arrested. And so now Mash and his dad have found themselves in a situation where they are facing being arrested, and due to Mash's strength, he is able to negotiate a deal with the police officer that comes to collect him. And the police officer basically says, if you go to this school, which is only for people with magic, and can become one of the highest ranked students at the school, then he will pardon them. And so now Mash is attending this school full of people with magic without any magical abilities whatsoever. So this story is actually pretty similar to Harry Potter in the way the school is. The head professor even has similarities to the look of Dumbledore. They have a sport at the school that is very similar to Quidditch. And there's even a character at the school that is very similar to Draco Malfoy. So in that aspect, the story did feel very familiar to me. But then you've got this aspect of Mash, who is a non-magical person at this school, overcoming all of these trials and tribulations, not having any magic, just with his strength. And so it was very interesting to see Mash being tested in situations where it would have been so much easier for him if he did have magic, because everybody else does. But he always finds a way to overcome these things with his strength alone. While the story hasn't actually grabbed me just yet, I'm still interested to see where this is going to go. I would hope that this story will veer off from the Harry Potter-ness and become its own thing. But it still feels, at least in volume 1, very much like Harry Potter with just a little bit of a twist. It was very entertaining. It was definitely hilarious at times. Mash is kind of a chill character. He doesn't really react a lot, and when he does react, it's kind of aggressive, I would say, because It's situations where he's using his strength to overcome a situation that he would have used magic for if he had it. At this point of the story, though, after just reading the first volume, I'm still not convinced that this is going to be a series that I need to have physically and collect. So I'm going to continue reading this one on the Shonen Jump app for now, but I am interested, and I did enjoy this volume. I ended up giving it 3 stars. It basically means that I liked it, but I wouldn't reread it, and that's kind of how I feel with this one, because like I said, it is very, very similar to Harry Potter. There's just a little bit like extra stuff there. It seems also that Mash has a sweet tooth, and I'm wondering if that's going to come through with other things. So far, we've only seen him enjoy one particular sweet, but I'm wondering if he has more of a broad sweet tooth. So I'd like to see more of that in the future, as well as more divergence from the Harry Potter-ness of the story in general. But I enjoyed this one. I'll definitely continue on to at least the next volume and see how I feel after that. But it's enjoyable enough for me to want to continue reading. And so, yeah, I enjoyed both volumes this month, and I'm interested to see what the Manga Club members have to say. I am filming this slightly early because I am traveling at the end of the month. But yes, I'm interested to see what they have to say. And if you have read either of these volumes, I'd really love to know what you think as well. But please, no spoilers down in the comments below. So, before I let you go, I do want to let you know what we will be reading for the month of May. So, our first in the series selections will be Volume 1 of Rainbow Days. This is by Minami Mizuno, published by Viz, rated older teen. This is a story that follows 4 guys who, together, their high school days are as vibrant as rainbows. So, this basically follows these guys' romantic relationships. And this particular one says, excited to have plans on Christmas Eve, Natsuki feels like he's finally catching up to his friends who are in relationships. But when the night doesn't go as expected, the stage is set for falling in love. I believe there's a little bit of comedy involved in this series as well. This has been a series that I have been very interested in reading for a bit, but I had only seen it raw, and I almost picked it up raw, just so that I could like flip through the pages and kind of put together what the story was about because I was interested in it. But now it is translated and I can read it. So I'll be reading this with my Manga Club members in the month of May. I believe there is also an anime and the episodes are like 5 minutes each. So yeah, I would be interested to see that one as well. I did watch like one episode years ago, but I never continued because I always wanted to read the manga. But yes, very interested to dive into that manga. And then we will also be reading Volume 1 of The World After the Fall. This says Undead Gamja, original story by Singin Song, adapted by S. Seinen. This one is a manhwa published by Issei Press, rated teen. This is full color. And it says, don't look back. One day without warning, gargantuan towers appear around the globe. Humanity's surprise and puzzlement soon turn to panic and terror as swarms of horrific monsters descend upon the world to wreak havoc. Mankind's only hope for survival rests on Jaehwan and his fellow tower walkers, who are tasked with one mission, climb to the top. Or so they believed. Jaehwan begins to sense that things are not what they seem, and he must trust no one but himself. As webs of deception threaten to ensnare him at every turn, can Jaehwan reach floor 100 and finally uncover the truth? So I thought this sounded very interesting. Again, though, kind of similar to like Solo Leveling and Tomb Raider King, where you have kind of a situation where you're going in and dealing with these creatures that could come out and wreak havoc on society if you don't clear them. But in this one, we're dealing with a tower and not a dungeon. So I'm very interested to read this one. This was a recommendation by one of my Manga Club members, and so we'll be checking that off as well. I'm excited to talk to them about this one and see how different it is from Tomb Raider King and Solo Leveling. So those will be our first in the series reads, and then we'll be continuing our current series reads with Volume 4 of Erased by Kei Sanbei. This says, number 4 final. I believe there is a 5th one, though. I'm pretty sure I have 5 of these hardback editions. So, yes, very interested to continue with that series. I've been really enjoying the mystery aspects of that one. And then we will be concluding our series read of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. So, we will be reading volumes 21, 22, and 23. I didn't think that it would be a nice feeling to only read the 2 volumes and have to wait another month to finish the series. So we are going to be concluding the entire series in the month of May. I am really looking forward to this. This has definitely been surprisingly one of my favorite reads every month, and I am so looking forward to seeing how the story concludes. So that is everything that I have for you today. Again, let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of these volumes. Let me know what you think of them, but please no spoilers. Or if you plan on reading any of them, I do have a Discord for the Monochrome Manga Club, so at any time that you want to read any of these volumes, you can definitely do that and share your thoughts with me on my Discord, which is linked down in the description box below. We are talking about all of the April selections in the Discord this month because, like I said, I am traveling. So now would be a great time for you to come and share thoughts with me as well as my Manga Club members. Or if you'd like to check out any of our previous selections and share your thoughts with us on those, you're definitely welcome to do that as well. And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a rainbow emoji or any color of the rainbow emoji down in the comments below, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out. And that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.